Hi, today is July 8th, 2021, and we're making a video at Empath Devices for Brooklyn Lovejoy School District. My name is Mark Marshall. We're going to go over the system that we proposed for the replacement system for the Brooklyn Lovejoy phone system. So, first of all, there are currently two proposals for consideration right now. The proposal we gave prior to the meeting is 20418, and it includes 10 line items which we're going to go over today. But then after speaking with Sydney, we added an 11th line item, which is a pre-installed Windows 2019 server. Now, the system requires a server, but originally we were proposing that the school district supply their own, but after speaking with Sydney, we wanted to give the option to use one of our servers, and we'll go over that in the demonstration. There are 10 items on 20418, those same 10 items on 20463, plus the one more, 11 items, which is the server. So I wanted to talk now about 20463, the 11 items on 20463. One thing to consider is that some of the items on 20463 are virtual. Line 2 is the SMB license bundle, which is a bundle of licenses which are required to use the system. They include user licenses mostly. Line 3 is additional courtesy licenses, which are additional licenses for users in the classroom that exceed the number of licenses in the bundle. The bundle has licenses which the district doesn't need, as well as licenses that it does need, but the licenses that it does need are much less expensive in the bundle than they would be if you bought them separately. So we're proposing that to save the school district money. So line 2 is the SMB bundle, and line 3 are individual courtesy user licenses for the classroom. Line 9 is the installation. We're going to come down to the district in Lovejoy, and we're going to install it and provide training for the school staff. And line 10 is the 5-year partner warranty, which is the warranty, so the 5-year partner support contract, which is the support contract which we will use to provide service and support to the school district for 5 years after purchase. So here are the two proposals. I'm going to talk about 20463 since it includes everything on the previous proposal plus the server. So as we discussed, some of the items are virtual. I won't be able to show those to you, but I'm first going to go and identify all of the items that are on the purchase order so you can see what they are. Afterwards, I'll go through and explain what they do for the district and why they're necessary and how they help. So the first item on the proposal, all the items are line items are numbered. Number 1, line 1, the Mitel voice switch. This is basically the beating heart of the system. We'll go more into what it does in a second. Next, 2 and 3 are virtual items. 4 and 5 are the 480 and 485 office phones. This is what the 480 and the 485 office phones look like. They look the same, except the 485 has a color screen and the 480 has a black and white screen. These are the phones we propose for the offices. Typically we give colored screen 485s to the superintendents, the principals, the vice principals, and staff, and say the athletic office will get a 480G instead. And then line number 6 is the IP420G. That's this phone here. This is the phone that we propose to use in the classrooms. Line 7 is this cable here, this gray cable. It's called the 25 pair Amphenol cable. Line 8 is the 24 port Amphenol patch panel. We'll explain what these do again later, along with everything else. 9 and 10 are the virtual items, installation and the service warranty, and the partner support warranty. And here's line 11, the last item that we added. It's a Mitel server running Windows 2019. After speaking with Sydney, we agreed that we would provide the Windows 2019 server license for free. Okay. So now let's talk about what they do now that we know what they are. So line 1, the Mitel voice switch. This is the device which basically creates and connects all the calls and breaks them down. It has a small, very focused set of data in it, which basically comes down to the extension list. So it knows how to connect calls coming in from outside, and it knows how to disconnect those calls, and it knows how to route those calls to every extension inside of the district. That's all it does though. It's very focused to keep it simple, to keep it reliable, so it never goes down. The voice switch works with the Mitel server. On the server, you have what they call the director, which is the GUI graphical interface environment where you've configured the system. All the voicemails are stored here, advanced information about users, their names, first name, last name, email address, so forth. All that's stored on databases that are inside the Mitel server. And so the phones are pretty self-explanatory. They're the phones that you use in your office. The network switch is still provided by the school district under the current proposal. School districts always, in our experience, provide the network. But we can provide it if it is more optimal for the school district. We can provide the network, but we're assuming now that the school district is providing the network. The switches should have PoE, power over Ethernet, because the phones are powered by the switches. If you don't have power over Ethernet, then each phone will need a power over Ethernet injector, which looks like this. And this is basically a power supply for the phone. It won't be necessary if your switches are PoE switches, because then the power will come directly from the switch to the phone. So the phone system is going to work with the central office, the phone company, through analog lines. I have used what they call colloquially the butt set as representing the phone company. The phone company comes in analog phone line. The analog phone line plugs into the 24-port Amphenol patch panel. The 24-port Amphenol patch panel travels through this Amphenol cable and plugs into the front of the Mitel switch. All the phone calls come through into the system through here. The switch then connects to the network through this Ethernet port to the network switch, and it connects also to all the phones through the network switch. So calls come in from the phone company, go into the network switch, and are distributed to the proper phones in the system. Also, the phone server is connected to the switch as well, and so configuration information, voicemails, all that information will go from the Mitel voice switch through the network to the Mitel server in the case of, say, a voicemail, or from the Mitel server through the switch, through the network to the Mitel voice switch for things like configuration. Configuration is all done on the server through the director software, which is the configuration GUI for the Mitel system. So I think that's a basic rundown of the phone system and how it works and what it looks like. I can certainly address any more questions you have after this with another video or through an email or on a phone call. That's all we have for right now. Thank you very much for considering Impact Devices. We really look forward to the opportunity to serve you and provide you with what we think will be the best phone system for your school district.